What cover song is actually better than the original? Respect Song by Aretha Franklin, originally by Otis Redding. Spelling. Arguably, her Carole King cover of Natural Woman as well. That's an amazing cover to the point where I forget Carole King wrote it initially. Carole is an absolute genius and a beautiful singer, songwriter, but Aretha just smashed that song out of the park. Redding even said, well, it's her song now. Please, everyone, let's at least spell his name correctly. Otis. Also, he wrote Hard to Handle, but the Black Crowes version is the version we all love. Where Did You Sleep Last Night off Nirvana's Unplugged album. It's an old song. Lead Belly did it way back in the 1920s. I find the Nirvana version to be haunting and beautiful. I agree this sentiment, and also the cover they did of Plateau originally by the Meat Puppets. That whole unplugged performance is perfect. That whole album is fantastic. You could feel Cobain's love of the source material pouring through on all the covers, as well as his passion for bringing attention and doing justice to underheard gems that influenced him. And it wasn't just Cobain who was absolutely, completely in the moment. Every single performer and engineer who worked on that recording brought their A-game to the table. In a different, mind-boggling and awe-inspiring timeline, Cobain didn't kill himself before the release of this album. In that world, I genuinely think that Live in New York was a glimpse of what the second era of Nirvana could have been, and it's a damn shame it was stolen from us. I Love Rock and Roll by Joan Jett, original by British band The Arrows in the 1970s. I also prefer her version of Crimson and Clover. That's a great cover, but I still love the Tommy James version. And their extended version is even better. I love how it starts out with "I'm just gonna fool around, man, like just do a thing, you know, whatever," in the most stoner sounding voice ever. When the Levee Breaks, Zeppelin. A Perfect Circle does a very interesting version, but it sounds very little like the Zeppelin one. APC have some great covers. I love their version of Imagine. Istanbul, Not Constantinople. Cover by They Might Be Giants, original by the Four Lads. I had no idea that was a cover. I loved that song when TMBG put it out. I just listened to the original and, yes, TMBG's cover of it is better. I once went to a college bar in Saratoga that all 80s pop on the jukebox. We scoured through and found TMBG. Played Birdhouse and Constantinople nonstop. Crowd didn't even notice. We got hammered in our own little corner. All Along the Watchtower for sure. The original Dylan version is nowhere close to Hendrix. Even Dylan liked Hendrix's version better, saying of it, "I liked Jimi Hendrix's record of this, and ever since he died I've been doing it that way." Strange how when I sing it, I always feel it's a tribute to him in some kind of way. What a beautiful sentiment. A true artist in every sense of the word. Dylan's biggest strength has always been songwriting. The amount of Dylan songs that get covered and are absolutely incredible songs is really sort of astonishing. Some of the most covered songs in country and folk were written by Dylan. Some he never even recorded himself. Take Wagon Wheel, for example. Dylan wrote it. Never played it. Old Crow Medicine Show did it first, I believe, but a country artist in recent years had a big hit covering it again. I was so stoked to see this on Guitar Hero 5, only to load it up and notice it was the Dylan version. Total respect to Bob Dylan, but who is picking songs for Guitar Hero and passes over the Hendrix cover? The guy coming up with how much royalties they were willing to pay per song. Black Magic Woman, Santana. No disrespect to Peter Green. I prefer Santana's version of She's Not There as well. Soft Cell, Tainted Love. 1985, Bowling for Soup. Got My Mind Set on You, George Harrison. Originally recorded by James Ray. I prefer Weird Al's version. This song's just 6 words long, but I guess that it's a parody. You have no idea how many times, as I've been reading through this thread, various Weird Al songs have come to mind. I have to keep reminding myself that parodies are not covers. Marvin Gaye's I Heard It Through the Grapevine over the original, by Gladys Knight. Creedence Clearwater Revivals. The 11-minute version is absolutely amazing. I first heard it in my old truck heading down a deserted Alabama back road, coming home from school on a hot sunny day. I was mesmerized for the whole thing. Holding Out for a Hero by Bonnie Tyler cover by Fairy Godmother. C minor, put it in C minor. House of the Rising Sun, The Animals original by Tom Clarence and Gwen Foster. Fun fact, nobody knows the exact origin of this song. Was first recorded in the 1920s, but singer claims his grandfather taught him, and he learned from workers singing it in mines and such. The Animals' tune and chord progression for their version is an arrangement of Dylan's version, which he stole from Dave Van Ronk. The earlier version sound very different, but that's the folk process. Yes, this is what I was told too. The song Black Betty has a similar story. They believe it was originally an a cappella song that African American slaves would sing, but nobody really knows. Ghost of Tom Joad Rage Against the Machine. It's like it was written for them. While we're at it, I vastly prefer their version of Maggie's Farm. Ram's Maggie's Farm has a feeling of slowly building rage that starts off cold and calculated and ends up utterly furious by the end of the song. The He-Man version of Four Non-Blondes, What's Up? Somewhere Over the Rainbow, sung by Israel Kamakawiwo'ole. RIP. Honestly, I haven't seen this anywhere in this thread. Israel's version is so beautiful that it knocks it out of the park. Lake of Fire, Nirvana. Original, Meat Puppets. The whole Nirvana Unplugged album was full of some amazing covers. Respect, Aretha Franklin version. Hurt, the Johnny Cash cover is an absolute gut punch. IMO. All Along the Watchtower, Hendrix version. The Metro, Sleep Thief version. Hazy Shade of Winter, the Bangles version. Maniac, Carpenter Brute version. Come On Feel the Noise, Quiet Riot version. Istanbul, Not Constantinople, They Might Be Giants version. The list is not in any specific order. It's just a list. Cry Little Sister, the Annex version, is a good one, too. I just now remembered it. Was just about to comment Hurt. I love and respect Trent Reznor, and NIN, but damn, does that song seem meant for Johnny Cash. I can't listen to that song or watch the music video without getting teary-eyed. Poker Face, sung by Eric Cartman. On the subject, was Fingerbang an original? Can't believe it wasn't written by one of the all-time greats. Trey Parker has a music background at Berklee College of Music, and both he and Matt Stone made a musical together before starting South Park. The South Park movie had excellent bangers too, and of course they went on to make Book of Mormon. The Shrek 2 cover of I Need a Hero. Unironically the best cover that could ever be made of that song. The fact that I had to scroll down this far shows me truly how far we as lost lambs have strayed from our Lord. I Will Always Love You original by Dolly Parton cover by Whitney Houston. Dolly Parton wrote the song about her work relationship with Porter Wagoner when she decided it was time to leave the Porter Wagoner show. She was already married at the time, so it was never meant as a romantic song. It's a great song and I like Dolly Parton's original version, however, I can't help but feel the platonic nature of it. At least for me, Whitney Houston's version carries all the romantic emotion, which makes it my favorite of the two. Dolly sings a very romantic feeling version of it in The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas. Thanks for watching this video. Hit the bell next to subscribe so you never miss a video. Like, comment and subscribe if you are new on the channel.